All right, guys, today I'm going to tell you all about how I discovered America and my time exploring the continent. Now, most of you are probably thinking, but Joe, Leonardo da Vinci discovered America. And I'm not sure how this isn't common knowledge, but that was just my name back then. Anyway, let's get into it. The year is 1453, and I'm just chilling in Constantinople with Snoop and Charlie. This was right after my divorce with my wife, Lizzie. I wasn't really in the best of states mentally. But then it got even worse. One night, Charlie forgot to lock the gates, and those goddamn Turks took this as their opportunity to invade it, and honestly, we're completely surrounded, like we didn't even have a chance, but we still kept on fighting, and unfortunately, Charlie's mistake sealed his fate, and the Turks got him. And I never saw him again. Me and Snoop had no choice but to run. We got on a boat, sailed the Mediterranean until we landed in Monaco, but the people there were French, and living with French people was a fate worse than death. We decided to flee to Portugal, but along the way, I got drunker than science ever thought was possible. I somehow ended up in Ireland, and I had completely lost Snoop, and I didn't even bother to look for him since I was so far away. It's okay, though, because we met back up in 1992, and all has been well since then. I still wanted to go to Portugal, so I went to buy a boat from this Irish guy, but I had no money, and when I told him this, he was still willing to give me his boat if I were to. No. So anyway, I got on my new boat and headed off to Portugal. When I got there a little bit after living there for 50 years, it got very boring and I wanted to move. I was really into anime, so at this time it was an obvious choice. I needed to get to Japan, but for that I needed money, and back then I was dead broke. So I came up with a genius plan. At the time, the Europeans needed a faster way to get to India since the Turks wouldn't let them go through the old route. So I went to the King of Portugal and told him that I found out how to get to India. It was by going across the Atlantic and getting to India that way, when in reality I would just go to Japan. Days of traveling, I decided that this was my time. So using my karate skills, I beat up everyone else on the boat and headed off to Japan. After a while of traveling, I finally got to Japan, except it was nothing like Japan. The people had way darker skin, and for some reason it was a goddamn jungle. It's safe to say wherever I was definitely not Japan. So now I'm lost and have no idea what to do. My first instinct was to try and ask the people where the hell I was, but they spoke. Some were different languages, and I had no idea what they were saying. I just kept on looking for someone that spoke English, but I had no luck. One tribe of people were so scared when they saw me that they actually started worshiping me. I had some fun while I was there, but eventually when I got bored, I just straight up pulled the AK-47 on them, and they stood no chance at all. I kept going on my way, looking for a way back home, and with my insane knowledge, I made every tribe I encountered worship me and think that I'm God. I just pulled my phone out, saw the weather forecast, and when I saw a storm was coming, I told them to worship me, or I would release a storm on them. And when they saw the storm coming, they'd all start crying and begging me to save them. So now I find myself with little tons of gold, thousands of people that worship me and will do anything I say. But I have no way to get back home. I was thinking how to get home for years, but then it came to me. I would just get all the natives to build a boat for me to get back home. Now these guys were really stupid, so it took them a while, but they managed to finally build it. So I got back to Spain, and when I showed the king all my gold, he started kissing me. Bit gay, but all right. So everybody started exploring the new continent, but then something horrible happened. They managed to find a way to talk to the natives, and when they told them what I did, they put me on trial, and I spent the next 500 years in jail. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye.